Okay, so we are going to work on using a calculator to convert a fraction to a rounded percent. Sorry, I have to click on that in order to see the whole thing there. So it says use the ALEKS calculator to write 4/41 or 4 of 41 as a percentage. I do hope everybody knows what percentage means at this point. So percentage is a number expressed in percent. That's not the greatest definition because they're using the word as a part of the definition there. But so this is a percentage down here, so 24%. So let's go out of that definition real quick. So in order to do this, you literally just click the calculator. You go 4 divided by 41, and you get exactly the number that they got right here. They just rounded it off after the 5 there, so they rounded all of this portion off. And then it says now we convert this percent by multiplying by 100. So, and it wants to the nearest tenth. So you may want to be careful. I went ahead and took it off like they did, but then you go times 100 equals, and so it brings it to 9.75%. Well, they only want to a tenth. That's why they have an eighth here. So there was also a video about rounding. What is that one called? Rounding decimal position on a number line. I believe there's a rounding video that I did create. So you may have to go through the list if you're unfamiliar with rounding. But the easy way I explained it on there is if we want to round to a tenth, which is this 7, then we need to look at the 5 or whatever number that is right after. So if it's 5 or more, so 5 or bigger, it rounds the 7 up to the next number. The next number in line would be 8. If it's 4 or smaller, then it rounds down to the previous number, which is 7. So think of this number that I have highlighted in blue here. That is in between the 7 and the 8. It's not a whole 7 and 8, it's a tenth, but it's in between the two numbers. So we need to figure out, is it closer to the 7 or is it closer to the 8? Because this is 5 or bigger, we say it's closer to the 8, which is why they rounded to 8 here. If it's 4 or smaller, then we say it's closer to the 7. And so that's just the idea of rounding there. That's the only reason we round up or down. All right, let's go ahead and start that. Okay, so we're going to use the calculator to write 85, and you can click on the 85 on here or on your keypad or keyboard, sorry. You can type in 85 \, it'll automatically put the fraction bar in there, and then 26. And then if you want, you can either hit enter or return, depends on which computer you're looking at. And there you go. So this is our decimal. I'm going to say times 100. So I didn't get rid of anything like they did on the other screen. I just hit times 100. So now this is the number I want to look at. Remember, I only want to go one number past the decimal. They only want a tenth on this, a tenth of a percent. So I want to round all the way down to just this one number, which means I need to get rid of all of this junk behind it. So I need to look at that very first number past where I want to round. So if this is a 5 or bigger, remember that means you round this number up to the next one. If it's 4 or less, which it is, 2 is less than 4, then it just drops down to 0. It means it goes down to 9 because we were closer to this 9 than rounding up to the next number, which would be 10. So we type in 326.9, and it automatically puts the percent in for us. If it doesn't, there should be, usually there's buttons over here. If it doesn't give you the unit or say a percent sign or something like that, it'll automatically put them in there for you. So let's click check. Ta-da! We are happy on that one. All right, next one. So we're going to do the same thing. So we have 5, and I'm going to go ahead and use the calculator this one, divided by 17. Whoa! Clicked the wrong one there. Oh, undo. That's what I want to do. 17. So undo instead of, if you click clear You're going to clear out the whole thing. You have to retype it. Hit undo. It just undoes the fact that I hit the wrong button there. So equals, here's my decimal, times 100 gives me my percent. So remember, I want to get rid of everything except for that very first number past the decimal, my tenth. So I'm going to look. 1 is less or 4 or less. So it just goes away. Nothing changes. I just drop all that down to 0. And I don't have to show all those zeros. All right, one more. Okay, so we have 4 divided by 73 equals, so here's our decimal, times 100. And then again, remember we want to get rid of everything after that first number past the decimal point. So I'm going to look at this first number that I want to get rid of. So for the first highlighted portion here, 7 is bigger than 5, so it's 5 or bigger. So it still all disappears, but it also makes this 4 go up to 5. So it rounds that 4 up to the next number, because what we're saying is those decimals were closer to the next number, which is 5, or the next tenth, which is 5, than the 4 that was currently there. So go ahead and check this one. Ta-da! All right, another topic down.